When you have someone with a disability, you become reclusive, not involved in anything, and so we chose to start coming to Capernaum.
Chris went to a few of the clubs, had a blast, loved it, and then we got the news that he would not be able to stay in Young Life because he was going to have to age out.
I realized that there was going to be a need to help develop a post-high school ministry out of Young Life into something what's next for our young adults. We reacted sort of, why do we have to do that? And then wrestled through the issues of how we would go about doing that.
When we first were at the meeting and we heard that they had to graduate, it was, like part of my heart broke. It was just so sad.
He was really devastated that he was no longer going to be a part of something that he really liked.
We had developed 5 years of friendship with our friends, so it was easy to have a burden for them.
A team of us brainstormed and prayed and just discussed how we wanted to go about it.
Found out some different information. Young Life agreed to help us here locally for our first year, so we went ahead and just took a leap and tried it.
It was just having them stay together, the fellowship, keeping them together, having the Bible study that they had been doing at Young Life, and them feeling like they were moving on to something bigger, that it was a new transition in their life.
I went to our youth pastor and I asked him if he would consider him and the college group leading club.
They had really taken some time to meet as a team and really plan out what they were looking for, what they would like it to be, and where they thought God was leading. And so when they came to us, they had a plan in place.
We started out trying to keep it as similar as possible so the kids would still feel like they had a Young Life feel, and then now I think we're trying to move it into something that they want it to be.
We talked to them about what they loved about Capernaum, the parts that they loved, the things they liked, and then what changes would they like to see now that they are adults.
The first time we started Friends for Life, we had a big graduation, we made a big deal about it, and there were leaders who were willing to go leave our Capernaum team and transition to Friends for Life. And so we graduated leaders as well as graduating friends.
You have to look at it in a positive light and just think of it as a next step for these adults now.
There's a need for these guys to be included in the church. There's a need for them to be a place for them to have Bible study. There's a need for people to try to understand them and include them in some way.
There's that invisible line there between I don't know what to do and stepping over and saying, I still don't know what to do, but I can talk to somebody.
But one of the things we encourage Friends for Life churches to do are to think of ways where their church already is participating and then invite our friends with disabilities into those places rather than creating separate things. We don't have expertise, but we can welcome the way that Jesus welcomed, and that pervades the community.
Friends for Life has helped me get to know Jesus more and to be in relationship with God the Father.
Our life story has been go to something, get rejected, leave. And the difference with Capernaum and now Friends for Life is that Kahle went and she always wants to go.
Big family. Just automatically family.
To see her journey and really knowing who Jesus is, who God is, and her passion for wanting to know more is a wonderful thing to see as a parent of a child with a disability. It's very touching, humbling, validating, and reinforces that God is living amongst us.
They are really internalizing what is taught in the Bible studies and at club, and we see them going forth and sharing His light.
Our friends are in our community, and therefore when our community gathers to serve, to worship, to do Bible study, they're there because they're in the church.
As we get to know the people at Friends for Life, you start to realize that God is at work in their life just as much, and that they're facing some very serious concerns, and they're facing some very serious temptations, some very serious failures. It's as you interact that you start to realize, man, that's me.
We're hoping over the course of the next 5 or 10 years that there'd be 5 or 10, 12 churches that would line up and say, we want to be a Friends for Life church, and this is how we're going to do it.
None of this is going to look the same for everybody. There's no real formula other than just really having the heart to want to get out there and do it.
Our hope for our friends is that they will become lifelong followers of Jesus. They would have many more social and spiritual and serving and leadership opportunities.
Friends for Life is awesome.